and welcome to coverage of this latest Kingston Press Championship game between the Leigh Centurions and the Sheffield Eagles. I'm Chris Stott and I am joined by Robert Lee and Kieran Makin for this one. So Rob, what do you make of today's game?
I think it's going to be a good one. I'm really looking forward to this one. First versus third. It was a great game to watch at the Keepmoat Stadium, and in the reverse fixture, I'm really looking forward to this one. And it's Kieran's first time on commentary with us. I hope he's looking forward to it as much as I am.
No, I'm not going to lie to you, lads. I'm a bit nervous for this one, but yeah, first time on commentary. It's a great view. Weather's coming now, nice and sunny. New pitch, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like you said, first versus third. It's going to be a thrilling encounter.
So you're listening via mixler.com/Leigh Centurions, and I'm watching on LCTV. I hope you enjoyed the pre-match coverage from ourselves leading up to this one, and now we'll bring you the two sides, and Rob's got the Leigh lineup for you.
Yes, I will start with the Leigh lineup, and at full-back it's the ever-present Greg McNally. Returning to the wing this week and keeping Johnny Parnell away, it's Adam Hickson on the right with Greg Worthington. Tom Armstrong and Liam Cade take up the left-hand side. Martin Ridyard and Ryan Briley are half-back partnership for this weekend. Fu Moi Moi starts alongside with Bob Bezic and Jake Emmett, and in the second row you've got Andrew Dixon and Tommy Goulding. Starting at loose forward is Gareth Hock, and on the bench you've got his second home debut, Mickey Hyam. Sam Hopkins is on the bench with Tom Spencer and the club captain Oliver Wilkes.
And now for the Sheffield lineup. At full back is number 1 Quentin Lalu Tongagai. Back four is Scott Turner, Menzieri, Sam Smeaton and Rob Warrensey. Half-back pairing of Kyle Briggs and the manager's son Corey Aston. The two props are Steve Thorpe and Mitch Stringer with Keil Carlisle at hooker. Michael Knowles and John Davis are the second rowers with Missy Talapapa, who you may be more accustomed to seeing him on the wing, but he's at loose forward. With the substitutes Dave Peterson, Dwayne Straffer, Eddie Batty and Tony Tonks for coach Mark Aston. The referee is Mr. Mike Woodhead, who pretty sure took charge of one of the London Broncos games, and when he's refereed Leigh, he's been quite good, so I'm expecting him to allow the game to flow today.
That's what we're hoping. We need the game to flow. When Leigh plays their best rugby, the game's fast, the game flows. Joe talks about it every week, and I feel privileged to be sat in Joe Wood's seat. I've got some big boots to fill, so thank you, Joe, for giving me this opportunity. Like he said, if the game flows, it'll suit Leigh down to the ground. But we have seen this season, if you play 80 minutes of rugby against Leigh, they can be on a defeat.
Yeah, we're expecting both sides to actually play rugby today. We're expecting none of the nonsense that we've seen in some games previous. So it should be an entertaining game, shouldn't it, Kieran?
Should be an entertaining game, definitely. There's a lot of quality on show, especially in the key positions, like you just mentioned, 1, 6, 7 and 9. And I'm going to predict, like I've just done with pre-match, it's going to be high scoring but close with a lot of points.
Yeah, hopefully it will be a good one. And there's a good crowd here on this Father's Day. The North Stand is packed to the rafters once again. There's a good population in the stand opposite us as well.
Yeah, I was just you mentioned Father's Day. I'd like to say Happy Father's Day to every dad, granddad, great granddad, uncle, brother, husband who's made the voyage here to the LFV, and thank you for the support and who's listening in. But as we look out, Leigh Centurions are coming out onto the pitch and met by an absolutely fantastic roar from the North Stand.
Yeah, it's a deafening roar coming from away to our right hand side as we look, and the pitch is looking really in tip-top shape. Obviously it's been relayed lately, that's why we've not had a home game for what seems an age. The two sides are just setting themselves up, and
looks like it's going to be Sheffield who are going to kick to Leigh.
Yeah, Sheffield will get us under there shortly. It's Carl Briggs, former Bradford and Featherstone man, who has the ball in his hands and is about to place it on the tee. Leigh will be attacking the south stand in this first half. North stand to their backs. As usual, they like to attack the north stand in the second half. So we're underway. Carl Briggs with the kick-off. out towards the west stand rather, and it's taken well by Tommy Goulden, who's met with a very physical challenge. Menzieri coming in to shut him down. Shipped infield to Worthington, who takes one in.
That's a bit of no-nonsense driving that from Greg Worthington. That's what we like to see early on in the game. Don't let anything go. Just keep hold of it.
Bob Bezic tried to scoot from dummy after to gain a few yards, but couldn't make too many. Leigh just trapped inside their own 40 at the moment, shipping it to this near side with Jake Emmett. He's got the headband on, as he has done for a few weeks now. He's looking caveman-esque.
I think he's taken over from Andrew Dixon to wearing the headband.
Gareth Fox drive, takes it into the Sheffield Eagles half. Chipped to Martin Ridyard now. They're running it on the last. It's Tom Armstrong, who has to duck inside and put boots to ball. It's not bad. It's bounced kindly for QLT at the back. Leigh trapping is inside the 10-metre line. Good opening set there for the Centurions.
Yeah, Tom Armstrong did well. Then he realised he was on the last as he was running, and didn't take the tackle. As we see, that's
Rob Warrington there. Fancy when he's caused a lot of problems for the Leigh side over the years, especially in his days with the Halifax.
And there is Mrs. Tally Papa taking in the second drive.
Keith Carlisle, Adam half. They bring it to this near side to Warrington again, but he's trapped by 3. Tally Papa is getting his hands on the ball quite often in this opening set for Sheffield.
It's a good defensive set that from Leigh. If you look where they were pinned and you look where they've started from, they've kept them within their own 40. They've just got to try and diffuse this kick now.
Briggs with the kick down towards McNally. He's had to bounce before him. He gathers it safely enough and heads in field, and that's a really loose high shot there. Can't quite tell who it is, but McNally's down in a heap and Leigh will have a penalty.
Well, he's held his hand up straight away and said, it was at faulty. It looked a bit bad, and it was I think it was Steve Thorpe has caught him out, but he held his hand up straight away. But Leigh now with the first penalty of the match.
Martin Ridyard will kick it towards us, and it's very close to us actually in our commentary position. Just inside the Leigh half. Leigh will tap through Bob Bezic, and it's Jake Emmett lining up for the first drive. Gets dead onto the halfway line. It's Leigh trying to post some early points if they can get close here, and he's Dixon, who mentioned already for his extravagant haircut. Bezic tried to do a short side play, but Carberry's got a hand to it. It's going to be a knock on by the Sheffield man.
See, there's other games you see them in Super League where it's in the tackling process. I think it was only the fact that Bob Bezic was going to pass it, the reason it was given a knock on. Because I've seen some of them which have been given in the tackling process.
Just like to add there, boys, that Greg McNally shot then. We've seen that. You do that at your peril sometimes, because Corey Patterson, that was accidental, we saw that, but Corey Patterson has done it purposely in the Challenge Cup, and Greg McNally had an absolute stormer, so watch out for him. He might come back and really punish Sheffield here.
It's Liam Kay looking to punish the Eagles. It gets to the 30-metre line just from the first tackle. Ridyard now fakes the pass to Mormoy. He's shipped it out to the far side. He's come all the way to Higson. It was a tad loose, but Higson does well to straighten it up.
Thought about the offload as well, but he saw an Eagles player there.
McNally with a fumble. This tackle off the ball that's tipped him onto his head, and Leigh not happy with that one. He's already dropped the ball before. I think it was Corey Aston who actually made the tackle.
Yeah, he was already off the ball, and it's a bad tackle, because not only has he brought him up past the horizontal, and he's taken him to the vertical and just let him fall straight onto his head. A nasty tackle indeed.
Greg's in the walls here. He really is.
What we'll say is, I remember, I think it was last season, Brett.
It's a red card.
I was just about to say Brett Ferris got sent off last season for a tackle on Johnny Lomax, not too dissimilar from that, and Corey Aston has followed suit.
Well, I'll just stop the stopwatch there momentarily to check the time, and 4 minutes 30 has gone. Does everybody remember the grand final last year? You can't play on with 12 men and expect to win, so Sheffield really put themselves back against the wall very early on in this game.
It's an uphill battle now for Sheffield. That was a bit silly though. As we said, the play was dead. There was a knock on, and Greg just picked it up out of just nature. He just picked it up. And it's a poor tackle, it really is.
But I've just seen the call from the physio. Greg McNally is going to carry on.
Fair play.
He's a brave lad, isn't he? He's made a steal that one, isn't he?
Tough cookie, Greg.
I've now got a question to ask, and hopefully our technician Dave, who's sat to the left of us, can answer it for me. When there's been a red or yellow card on the pitch, is it still the same call on the pitch? Because they've given a scrum down to Sheffield.
Depends on what the ref says about me.
Well, there we go. So
first offence, so Sheffield will have a scrum, the 12 men of the Sheffield Eagles, and I think they can't have too many complaints about that one.
They can't, because I was expecting a card to overrule the decision on the pitch, but obviously I'm wrong this occasion.
So they're playing the ball 20 metres from their own line, they're driving it up, just getting an extra 10 metres there, but it's halted by Moi. They come in to this right hand side of Smeaton. And forward pass has been ruled.
I think that was given by the touch judge, because I think it's our man Warinsky would look straight at the touch judge and just shook his head in disgust. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was a sloppy ball. I think it was from Carlisle at the dummy half. But Leigh, they're going to get a scrum position just 40 metres from the Sheffield line, and we know what they can do from this sort of position.
Well, they've got to fancy themselves now with the extra man.
And they're shipping it to that far side. Adam Higson, he was linking up with Liam Kay, who found himself over on that far side.
I think Liam Kay has jumped into the full-back position for now, because Greg McNally's been standing on this wing, maybe let himself shake off a few of these early knocks.
Get his bearings back. As Tommy Goulding wins the penalty, in fact.
To be honest, I didn't expect to start like this from Sheffield. They've made a lot of early mistakes here.
It's very unlike they were at the Keep Motors. Ryan Briley thumps the ball into touch.
Yeah, it's very unlike a Mark Aston side, but Paul Rowley's side on the ascendant here. Gareth Hock dances through. He gets the ball away, and Greg Worthington it is who will get the touchdown. Brilliant play from Gareth Hock.
Well, there's that world-class second row that we normally see in different colour strips, but he's found himself in the Leigh Centurions kit now. Gareth Hock, what an absolute ball. He's found Greg Worthington on his shoulder. Fantastic support play. Fantastic try from the Leigh Centurions.
Yeah, that's what we know Gareth Hock can do. The shimmy just before their tackle to get away, and he's famous offload, and that puts a few rest of the critics he's been getting in some quarters. I think that's his third try for Leigh Centurions. The last two came against Workington on this ground almost 2 months ago. He was back in Easter.
Well, Greg Worthington, we mentioned him before, and it was Drew's pick as the one to watch, and I think Drew's come up trumps. I better start asking Drew to pick my lottery numbers for me.
He's done the business, is Greg. Well, like you said, Gareth Hock though, he showed a little bit of dancing feet, didn't he? To get away from his man, but like you said, his reputation comes ahead of him sometimes, but when he gets his head down and does the rugbies, as Rob likes to say, he really can, and that was a lovely little dance. Drew Owens to defenders, and he's put Greg Worthington in for another try for the centre.
I think I've seen him do some of them moves on King Street. I think it's known as the downtown shimmy, that one.
He'll be on Streetly next year with moves like that. So Martin Richard added the extras, and we are 6-0 to Leigh Centurions. A very good start for them, not so good for Sheffield, and that kick almost drifts out. Very more catches it, and he thunders his way forward, back by a row from behind him from the north stand, makes it to 10 metres out before he's shut down.
They ran a good 18 metres to get to the 10 metre line. He caught out just on the dead ball line.
I think they've put Fui at full back now. Put Greg on.
Martin Richard faked the pass to try to dummy inside.
Yeah, it was good shift defence that from Sheffield. They covered off the numbers quite quick, so left Riddy with nothing there.
Here's Gareth Hock. Can he step his way through again this time? But he gets an offload away as he was tackled. I think that was played out by Sheffield's Talapapa as Bob Bezic tried to pass.
No, the referee's not giving it, so it was tackle count continued.
Jake Emmett passes to Moi, who spins in the tackle, gets a brilliant offload away to Ryan Briley, who's got support with Greg McNally, and Greg McNally will score a fantastic Leigh Centurions try. Absolutely brilliant play from Fui Moi in the centre of the field. He was almost on his back as he flicked it to Briley, and chance of Fui coming from the north stand, but it was brilliant play from Riley, then McNally to finish it off.
Well, Kieran to the right of me, he's got the biggest smile on his face ever. He said before, when Greg McNally was in the wars, you've got to watch out, you've got to be careful, because after you've done that to him, he normally plays better. And the support plays there as always. Take a bow, Greg McNally. After taking 2 tackles like that, fantastic effort.
Like I said, attack him at your peril, because he'll come back and he'll haunt you with that rugby league talent. But I'm going to sound like Drew here, but all credit to Fury there. He was falling backwards, and there's our mate Kez popping up with the support, and he's finished it off as Greg. But again, the forward's doing the business there. Well done, Fury.
And I noticed Fury did. As soon as he offloaded, he just trudged back to his own line. He knew it was going to be finished.
I can see him smiling from here.
And Martin Ridyard adds the extra 2, and leigh at 12-0 after just over 10 minutes, and this is a whirlwind start. Yes, Sheffield are down to 12 men.
Like Joe, I've started the stopwatch and I've not stopped it, so this could be 11 minutes, or it could be 9 minutes. 5 minutes could have passed and we don't know. I've done it running, so we're going to go off this stopwatch for now, and 11 minutes has been played.
So Carl Briggs is going to get the game back underway. He's already kicked off 3 times in the opening 10 minutes or so. This one's claimed by Ridyard and coming back on side, and they're giving it to Fury again to try and batter his way through, and he's almost broken the tackle.
He's turned into the playmaker now. I didn't know we were playing with 3 half-backs on the pitch.
Oh, but he's given a knock-on at the play of the ball, and Sheffield are going to get a big chance here, because if they can post points here, they're going to get themselves back in the game, and I think they need it, because Leigh are looking like they could post a good few points. I know we were saying before the game that Bradford have an opportunity to put some points on today against Workington, and when you're playing 12 men with such a long time, you might want to put more points on today.
It does tire you out. Leigh's got to take this opportunity now and really fire with it, as we just see Menzieri taking in the first drive just on 20 metres away from the Leigh line.
And so the bang in front of the post as Keil Carlisle ships it to his left. Drive taken in, getting an extra 5 metres there. It was Thorpe, tipping it left, right, sorry. A big hit coming in from Tommy Goulding.
I think it was Gareth
Hock rather.
It was Gareth Hock, and Andrew Dixon got right in his face very quickly.
QLT at dummy half to Briggs, taken in by number 10, Mitch Stringer, but he's held up. Really aggressive tackling there from Leeds, showing the good controlled aggression we like to see in defence. Briggs has to kick, he's under pressure, over to the far side. He's well taken by Scott Turner, who flicked it brilliantly back inside to Knowles. They're keeping it alive. QLT to Briggs again. Briggs, he kicks over looking for Smeaton, but it's taken by Ridyard, and Leigh can try and counter-attack through the Leigh half-back, who dances his way through, and that's a big strong tackle. The ball's come loose, and the referee is given a knock on, and he says there was nothing illegal in the tackle, but the Leigh fans do not agree with Mr. Mike Woodhead.
No, they don't, and I thought there was a call coming from the touch judge there, but the North Stand is definitely not happy.
I think he used his feet slightly in the tackle. I think it looked like he grabbed him and then tripped him with his feet. I think that's what it was, but it just looked like a solid tackle to me.
The tackle came in from John Davis.
I think John Davis did get it. Well, I've not seen the replay yet, because we're going to have to wait till
we'll have to wait a
good while for the replay. I can't just rewind like you do on Sky. I think it started low and then ended up right round his head. That's why it looked a lot worse than it did.
We saw the best of Gareth Hock, by the way, in that attack, but his work rate in that defensive set then was fantastic.
Oh, it was a fantastic work rate as well, and he did well to when you've got Mitch Stringer coming up and really getting in your face, he did well just to walk away from that. So kudos to Gareth Hock for that.
You could probably hear the Leigh fans coming through on our mics. Great noise from them as Michael Knowles takes it in. Missy Tolapapa, it was QLT rather. Both Samoans getting mixed up there. Mitch Stringer now taking in this latest drive for the Sheffield Eagles.
It was a good tackle that from Tommy Goulding. It was a really good one-on-one defensive effort again with Greg Worthington.
Knowles, good hands there to QLT, but he's met really well by Adam Higson. but they've been pinged for a shoulder charge. I don't think it was against Higston. I think somebody obviously came in prior to that.
I think it was Jake Emmett, just came in to finish the deal, we'll say. Sign the contract.
So a tap to the Eagles. And it's going to be taken in by Thorpe, who was guilty of that high tackle early in the game on Greg McNally, but he can't get past the 10 metres. Killed Carlisle, former Hull KR man. Menziere had the ball, he's wrapped up. Ball has come free, it's gone backwards, however.
Ryan Briley showed his pace there in defence to get onto the tackle.
Stringer now. They're not really making an impact on the Leigh defence as of yet. Leigh standing strong. But they're giving away another penalty. Bob Bezic pinged for holding down, I think, there.
Yeah, that's the call from the referee.
Knowles, fate to pass.
Well, how many sets is that now on the line now?
I think that's three or four straight sets now. Mitch Stringer tried to spin away. He gets the ball away though. Kyle Briggs now. Talapapa trying to dance through. We know he's got quick feet, obviously. He used to be a winger, now plying his trade as a loose forward. Back to the playmaker Briggs, who ships it onto Davis. Ball goes to ground. Liam Kay kicks it on, and Tom Armstrong's not quite going to get there. So Sheffield had the ball back with Talapapa.
Was that not a free play, that kick? Didn't the Sheffield man knock on?
I think he did, but the referee has deemed
it back to 1.
And obviously the referee is right. Talapapa trying to dance his way through.
The referee's always right, Chris.
We have to say that.
The disclaimer.
Carlisle, Briggs done it straight to Ryan Briley.
He's away.
Caught. He's got support if he needs it, but Smeaton is coming across, but he is not going to get there. And Ryan Briley has raced 80 metres, shall we say?
All I'm going to say is Kes flew then.
Well, whatever it did, he scored.
He was on his knees when he picked it up. Was on his still. I don't think anyone's going to catch him.
The lad can do everything on his knees.
I've just seen Lewis Hamilton now in his Mercedes trying to catch him.
I think he would have won Grand Prix today in Austria, wouldn't he? With acceleration like that. But yeah, it's a third try for the Leigh Centurions. And how long have we got on the clock now?
17 minutes. I was going to say Ryan Briley can always do everything on his knee. He can catch, he can run, he can pass, as we've seen from the Wakefield match. Maybe this is a disadvantage. The RFL have brought in a real Ryan Briley has to play on his knees.
He's still outpaced me.
It's not that hard, though, is it, Kieran? So Martin Ridgard is lining up his third conversion attempt, and if he gets this, I think we will be on roughly a point a minute for the Leigh Centurions.
We will. I had to do the quick maths then, and you're right.
Maths isn't our strong point, is it?
Well, I could have asked Tom Armstrong. I know he's got a degree, doing a degree in engineering.
Degree himself.
Ridgard has kicked it. That's his third success of the game already, and Leigh are at 18 points to nil after just under 18 minutes. So I hope you're enjoying coverage on mixler.com/Leigh Centurions, and of course Leigh Centurions TV. It's been a whirlwind start. Leigh had to defend quite a bit for the last 5 minutes or so, and they've punished a mistake yet again.
Yeah, Sheffield seemed to throw it around a bit too much, especially on the third tackle. But Leigh, credit to them, they stuck at it, they defended well. Kes was in the right place, right time, picked up, and try time.
And Carl Briggs is struggling to get the ball to stay on the tee here. I know there is a fairly strong wind coming across the ground, but it does eventually get us back on the way. But it's into the arms of Liam Kay. He puts his back and runs, but finds Dixon. Scruffy playing the ball again though. They get away with it. Tom Armstrong running laterally across the field. Doesn't make many ads. In fact, he's probably lost 1 or 2 metres. Gareth Thorpe fancy himself as a dummy half. He gets the ball away. Ryan Briley again.
He's always on the shoulder, isn't he? And that's what you want from an half-back.
They're getting the offloads away quite readily now at the Centurions. Emmett, no nonsense from him though. Or he tried to get on away.
He tried to get that arm away, did Jake?
Leigh on the 40-metre line now. 18-0 to them. Gareth Thorpe well met there. You've got to give credit to John Davis, who tackled well.
And fifth and last here, Chris.
It's Martin Ridgard. They're going to run it. They've got the numbers. Armstrong, he's going to put boot to ball again, but it's straight to the covering QLT. Weren't the best kick there from Tom. He tries to make a break, does the Samoan fullback.
The dancing feet that we're on about, in pre-match QLT, he likes trying to mismatch the defenders. Unfortunately, you can't mismatch five lead defenders.
And it's Rob Warrensey who had hands on the ball then. Not seen an awful lot from him. His fellow wingman Scott Turner, who's come across to play the ball. Sipped it on. And it was Carlisle who was tackled. Yere, the big frame of the Papua New Guinea international, made his name at the 2008 World Cup. He was part of that 8-man tackle from the first set against England. The kick has ricocheted.
Oh, the bounce was unkind.
It was kind for the Centurions in a way. Bit of backspinning. John Davis could have been onto the ball there.
Could have been, but Adam Higson has the ball now. Passed it wide to Kay.
He shipped on across the field. They like to do this a lot. The Centurions go from one side of the field to the other. Tom Armstrong has halted on the 40-metre line. They go short side with Dixon, who's made the break. He's got support, but the pass was cut off. He was good defending in the end from the Eagles. Kay in at dummy half, scampering across, trying to dance his way through.
That's what you need. That you need a good settler close to the line.
Bezic, Ridgard. Now to Bradley, who's danced inside, he's chipped and he's blocked off, was he? He wasn't.
I don't think the referee saw that.
I think Kieran's right with that. I don't think the referee was looking the way of the kicker. I think he was looking to where the ball was going before the incident happened. But I reckon it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Rob Leigh loves a good tackle anyway. We all know that.
I don't really. So not when I'm on the end of it.
So the Eagles are bringing it away with the tap on the 20. They've onto the third play. Good fronting up there from Moi. Carlisle. Knowles. He's seen a lot of the ball as Michael Knowles. He's let the ball go on this occasion. Stringer. The Scottish international shrugs off for Moi. Not many do that. He's got a ball away to Thorpe. Good offload to QLT. He's beaten his man. He's going for the line. He's Quentin Lalu, Tonga guy.
He's been held up. And what a tackle from Liam Kay.
Well,
absolutely brilliant defending. Brilliant from Liam Kay.
Martin Ridgard's reaction then, he ran over to Liam Kay and he was going ballistic. That was fantastic defence.
That is a try saver. If you're ever going to see a try saver, that is that. Brilliant covering defence. He came out of nowhere. Lalu Tonga looked as though he was going to score.
For those who are listening on the radio, obviously can't see this. Liam Kay's run from his wing. He's run about 30 metres. QLT should have scored every day of the week. Liam Kay has wrapped him up, folded him up, got him in a parcel, and the ball's come spilling out. It's the only thing that's come.
QLT was already celebrating, and in the next minute Liam Kay's on his back, and in all seriousness, that's one a try saver, as Chris said.
So Moi taking that latest drive up for the Centurions. They're just short of the halfway line now. Bezic to Briley. Good hit there by Knowles on Tommy Goulding. Bezic back in at the play of the ball. He's gone himself, trying to do what he did to Salford, where he made that break to put a try off of McNally. Now Ridgard has hoisted one high. I think he's overcooked that.
That one's out the ground.
That's at Leigh East, that.
Leigh East is the wrong way, mate.
The winds took it.
It's on its way to minors, that one, mate. So it's going to be a handover as a couple of changes are made by the Sheffield Eagles.
3? Is it 3 changes? Have we got 3 changes from the Eagles?
But they do need some fresh impetus because they are 18 points to 0 down. But played 23 minutes in patches. They've looked good, but Leigh have matched the attacking threats.
They've looked good, but they've seemed to have looked like a panicky side as well. Now they've lost that player when they've got close to the line. They've not got that extra man. They really need to calm things down, and they'll do well. They will cross the line.
Here's Dave Peterson coming in now. Talapapa finds himself playing 9 there. QLT
wrapped up by Liam Kay there again.
Getting to know each other rather well, them two. Talapapa, like I said earlier, he's seen a lot of the ball. Garathokis has matched any threat that he has thrown at him. Dave Peterson high hanging
all
kick
offside
from Briggs. And it's clean. As you said, they've been pinged there for offside. Rob Lee called it. I think Mr. Woodhead heard you.
I'm taking, like I said, I'm taking up Joe's role. I've got the microphone in the ref's ear.
So the kick to touch. Well caught by the man in the stand.
Tommy Goulding, again, he goes under the radar and puts in a solid effort so far. He's making good, solid meters every time he gets the ball.
Fui Momoy served a well-earned rest as he trudges off the field, and Oliver Wilkes, the club captain, driving it in. Veteran. He won't mind me saying that. Remember an interview I had with him, he called himself a veteran. Here's Gareth Hock, veteran of many Super League games as well as international ones, and he's been in excellent form today, both with and without the ball. Ridgard. Back to Oliver Wilkes. Seen a lot of twice he's seen the ball in this set. He's flattened onto his front, facing the wrong way there. Ridgard. Tommy Goulding. He decides to
off the left
and it's not a bad one actually. Or is it? It's bounced kindly actually. Tommy Goulding's got it back.
Oh, he saw the stars there, did Tommy?
He read the headline.
He did.
What did he give there, the referee? I know he waved an arm, but I'm
forward pass.
Forward pass.
Turnover. So it'll be a turnover now.
Turnover there. So Leigh still 18-0 up. And Eddie Batty, rather, taking this one in. Stroia or Straffer.
Some good fronting up tackling coming from the Leigh forwards here. They're really on top. They're winning the collisions at the moment, which hopefully my mate Scott's listening. He'll thank me for saying that, because he does like it when teams win the collision.
Rob Warrensley trying to recap with good hands, very good hands to Smeaton. He's away, almost away on this near side, and the ball has come free. And he is giving a knock-on, one-on-one tackle, and the scrum is going to the Sheffield Eagles.
Yeah, I think Tom just spilled it as the ball came out. Couldn't quite keep hold of it as a proper one-on-one tackle. He did just rip the ball out.
Yeah, I do think he got that call right, did Mike Woodhead. And so they're going to set the scrum 30 metres from the Leigh line, and Sheffield are going to have to come up with something clever to get through this Leigh line, aren't they, Kieran?
Definitely, and we've seen already they've got a few offloads where that's keep it alive, but they're going to, especially with one man less than Leigh, and Leigh have been really tough in defence so far. Sheffield have got to be careful not to force it, because if they make a mistake, we've seen Leigh punish them, even if they are 80 metres from the Sheffield line.
And Oliver Wilkes has just put a very punishing hit on his opposite number. Scruffy played the ball. Bezic was trapped in there.
I think that was always going to come. If you've got a man staying in the play of the ball, all you need to do is play it against him. You're going to get the penalty. But it was a bit harsh on Bob Bezic. But the referee's given what the referee can see.
So Sheffield tap and Batty taking the latest drive in at the start of this set for the Sheffield Eagles, who are 10 metres from the Leigh line in centre field. Davis angles his run, but he's well met yet again. 3 Leigh men in the tackle to halt the momentum. Peterson, Knowles, real threat on that left-hand side.
Again, Tommy Goulding there to diffuse.
Pearson goes from dummy half, but Leigh wise to that threat. But it's another penalty. Leigh need to watch the discipline here. They're giving away a few penalties.
I was just about to ask you before, when we had that last penalty, what is the current penalty count?
I am not quite aware of it.
We need these statistics, Chris.
Well, Dave's smiling down there because he knows he's going to keep his job now. At least he can do the penalty count.
Here's Batty looking to post some points rather than penalties. Here's Peterson. Briggs does. I was going to say does well to pick that one up, but he doesn't.
And he's got some right stick off the North Standards, Briggs there.
So Leigh survived yet another setting. I've lost count of how many sets now Leigh have survived where Sheffield have had the ball in the 20-30 metre regions and kept them out. As Adam Higson starts this set for the Centurions and does well to get to the 30-metre line.
Well, over my shoulder's just been handed to me because you've not been keeping the penalty count. I'll give this to you in a minute, Chris. Sheffield have had 4 penalties, Leigh Centurions have had 3 penalties.
That's what I'd like to hear.
I'll give that to you so you can carry on keeping count.
Yeah, I'll use that as my official record now. Ball has come free from Gareth Hawk, but he's gone to Talapapa. Tries to get a counter-attack set for the Sheffield Eagles. Bit of wrestling going on in that tackle between Bezic and Tony Tonks. A veteran of the Championship, has been here, there and everywhere is Tony Tonks.
Well, I remember the game away at Sheffield, Tonks came on and really made a big impact. He's come on in this game and Leigh know exactly what he's going to do.
Great defence there from Worthington. Higson driving the man back 10 metres. There's Menzieri who almost fumbles it as he juggled. He's well met, but they got it away. Peterson shrugs off another tackle. Brought it over to this near side. 5 tackles signalled, and the ball has gone to ground again. Briggs guilty, and Tom Armstrong almost pouncing there, getting a boot to ball and almost getting to it ahead of the Sheffield man. But Leigh will have a handover, with it being the last play, just 20 metres out from their own line.
And I think, looking over to the sideline, I think Sam Hopkins and Tom Spencer are about to join the fray.
And it's Gareth Hawk.
He's had a good spell there, as Gareth.
So Hawk's making way for Hopkins at the moment, and Emmett is making way for Tom Spencer.
2 very good players to bring on.
And obviously Sam Hopkins is a permanent Leigher again.
He is.
Yeah, he's signed a deal to stay at the club for 2 more seasons, having been on loan for the last 2. Liam Kate has won a penalty, and I've just been told to mark that one down
aggressively.
Rather aggressively, I told you to mark that one.
So we're on 4-4 at the penalty count, 18-0 on the count that matters.
It is on the count that matters, Kieran.
It is. It's just, I love how we emphasised it.
Golden.
I've always said you can win 1-0 or you can win 100-0. You've still got the 2 points.
Dead right on that one. Illustrious words of Rob Leigh as Martin Rearjan makes a break, almost gets the ball away. QLT pounced and almost getting a break. He's so quick.
Oliver Wilkes
is so quick. He give Usain Bolt a run for his money on his day.
I think it was more the fact that he had hold of him.
Here's Peterson. Batty. Good strong hit again from Goulding. Ball goes to ground. QLT mops it up.
He's got a lot going through him at the moment, QLT. He's doing a lot of the diffusing, a lot of the mopping up, and even in attack he's joining the fray. He's doing really well.
Tonks goes through the challenge of Mickey Hyam, who's come on for his second league debut.
He'd be like a kid on
Christmas. It's gone straight to Bradley. Get ball to Higson, and Higson will make it to the line. Chased by Peterson, but he's never going to get there. And Leigh have their 4th try, courtesy of Adam Higson, who's in for Jonathan Pownall after his brilliant performance last week at Batley, scoring those 3 tries. And that's his 8th of the season.
It's that man Ryan Briley again, right place, right time. He's got the interception, and this time somebody had hold of him, but Adam Higson, take a bow it. I've said that twice now. He's been on the shoulder. That's what you want from your wingers. That's what you want from all your players, to read what's in front of you. And Adam Higson's read that the fastest than anybody.
Pownall Higson competition just carries on going. It does, and
it rages on, doesn't it?
Just saying, as Rob mentioned, Mickey Aim is on, and just before Higson touchdown, I was saying he'll be like a kid on Christmas morning. Will Mickey? He's back home.
He's back home. He's making his own debut. He's in front of a packed North stand. He's putting in the shots. I think the only thing that would seal this all off as a good day or a great day is if he crosses that whitewash himself.
He just needs to a trademark quick show and go on right in front of the line.
The Mickey Iron sniping run.
The Mickey Iron special.
The Mickey Iron special.
Martin Ridgard attempting the kick, and it is good from Martin. 24 points to 0 with how long on the clock, Mr. Leigh?
34 minutes.
We'll say ish because we had that.
Yeah, we
had
will
that stoppage early on, didn't we?
We will say ish. It could be 30 minutes. Like I said, it could be 25 minutes.
Could be anything.
All I know is we've played more than 10.
All we know is it's roughly half 3. So Carl Breeden, he's having trouble again.
It's the way he puts the ball on the tee. Look how pinpoint accurate that is.
Well, if he needs a new kicking tee, I swear I've got one in the boot of my car. Not that I do much kicking.
So Briggs does the kicking and gets us back on the way, and Tom Spencer's going to take in his first drive since coming on the field, and it's took 2 to bring him down. I know Rob knows a lot about Tom Spencer's strength.
With his bench pressure record still stands at Wigan. So I'm informed by some reliable sources there.
Mickey Iam jumps in at dummy half. Sweet right, but Briley puts the ball down. But luckily Leigh get to it before the 3 or 4 Sheffield players who were hunting the ball got there. So it's going to be a scrum down 25 metres out for the Sheffield Eagles.
And Greg McNally again that was first to react, and threw his body amongst all the boots looking to fly out that kick on.
Something not quite right with that scrum. The referee, as Knowles feeds it. Briggs trying to chip away. I've noticed that Knowles is getting a lot more ball purely because of the fact that Corey Aston, who was Briggs' half-back partner, obviously was sent off very early on.
Yeah, he has stepped up to the mark, and he's doing quite well at the moment. From what he's got, from what he can work with, hats off to him. He's really performing. Skull caps off to him because that's what he's wearing.
So Eddie Batty taking that one, his head right back on the impact. Is Dave Peterson. Comes to this right hand side, his QLT linking well.
Martin
we all know
Ridyard and Tom Armstrong are there.
Slow play the ball for Smeaton. Taken in, I think it was number 12, Dwayne Straffer. Peterson on the last play. Briggs dabs it through, but Mickey Iam has got there. Mickey Iam's making a brace. Rob Warris is after him. But Mickey Iam's still going, but Rob Warris.
That's no fun, Rob, is it? Come on.
Briley, quick play the ball. Richard, they're wide open on this far side. But Richard delayed a little bit, but it's with Liam Kay. He's coming back over towards us.
Give it back to Mickey.
Well, he thought that was his moment, didn't Mickey? But
got to give credit to Rob Warrensley. Very, very quick lad. Got back there. Sam Hopkins takes it in 10 metres out now. Can Leigh punish yet another error from the Eagles? Dixon. Oh, he's thrown it straight to Sam Smeaton, who's got acres of space to run into.
Greg's
chasing him. McNally's chasing, but McNally's not going to quite get there. Sam Smeaton scores. Loose ball from Dixon. Leigh punished for their error, as I just after I said that we could have punished Sheffield for theirs. Our commentator's curse.
You spoke too soon.
Yeah, Sam Smeaton been in good try scoring form this season, and he's got another one. He's not renowned for his pace, he's more renowned for his strength close to the line, but he showed good fleet of foot there to get away and score the try.
He did indeed, and I think it was only the fact that Adam Higson was on the other side of the pitch and Liam Kay slipped in the corner that we didn't see more people in the foot race. It's going to be Briggs attempting from this. I was going to say near side. It's near side for us. If you're on the radio, is there a near side on the radio? On the east side of the pitch, near the east stand, he's going to try and.
He's somewhere on touchline.
He's going to try and convert and. Hopefully, I say hopefully, we'll see how well he kicks it, because it's his first attempt at goal.
Well, 10 years ago we could have been celebrating 13-0, but I don't think Mickey's got the pace he had 10 years ago, and unfortunately Rob Lawrence has caught him.
Carl Briggs has kicked 26 goals this season. Can he get number 27? No, he can't.
He tried to use the wind and drift it between the sticks, but he didn't quite hook it enough to the right first, and it just drifted towards the left and past the left upright. And that's after 38.5 minutes played. So 38. The stopwatch says.
According to the stopwatch, 38 minutes played, and it's 24 points to 4 to the Leigh Centurions. We have a listener in Cape Verde. The Cape
Verde. That's all the way towards Africa.
That's a long way. I think Martin Ridyard's kicked before he was halfway there. So the kick-off on the Centurions is collected by Knowles, who ships it straight to Briggs, and they're trying to attack down this near side.
Well, we've seen Leigh do that quite a lot this season, spin it wide early, and it sometimes catches you out, but Leigh wise to their own moves.
Oh, Tony Tonks juggles there. Didn't you know he was a juggler in a past life? He must have been to keep hold of that one.
We've had some bad one-liners today.
Seeing how many we can get in, aren't we? It's batty.
I think that's my fault.
Penalty given against the Centurions. That's the 5th penalty for the Eagles. Just inside their own 40 metres, so they're going to get a bit of respite. And if they can get a try in the couple of minutes remaining before half time, they'll take some great confidence into it, knowing that they're not too far behind, having played almost the entire half with a man less.
It puts you in good stead, but still playing with that man less, it will catch up with you at some point. Maybe not now, because you can still use what's in the tank, but come 20 minutes, 15 minutes to go, when you're running on empty, it will show.
It's Tonks again. He's going through some work. Every Sheffield player is having to dig that extra 10% out. As we said, a man less. Good ball by Knowles, but not taken by Davis. There's a good ball close to the line. If it's taken there, I think Davies may have ridden that tackle.
There was definitely a blue flashing light on top of that ball, though, that was passed. I think it was going straight to hospital.
Can't see the ambulance there just yet, so they may have not telegraphed that one. I can just see there is actually a man down for...
Is it Worthington? I can hear the cameraman to the left shouting it's Worthington.
Fred says it's Worthington, so it's Worthington.
You can't argue with Fred. He knows these things.
He knows everything.
Fred the Oracle. Just said he had a zoom on his lens, which beats that even our young guys.
I do believe that zoom got Gareth Hocker to trouble, didn't it?
Actually, I don't think it did. I think it was a Batley.
Oh, was it? The Batley zoom.
The Batley zoom.
I didn't know Batley had a zoom.
Didn't. That's fine. So I hope you're enjoying this game as much as we are on Mixlr and LCTV. We're just having this stoppage for Worthington. I think the injury got picked up in that tackle he made on Davis. He's actually looking as though he's leaving the field to a round of applause from all sets of fans.
It looks like an ankle injury, and Gareth Hock will be returning. So
man who was saved by the Batley zoom.
Andrew Dixon going into the set. It looks like Andrew Dixon will be going into the centres now, which he was doing in pre-season occasionally.
And he did a lot for St Helens, if I do remember.
He did a lot for St Helens. Did you know he scored a try in the grand final of 2000?
It was coming.
I didn't know that one. I've never heard that fact before, Rob.
Fun fact of the day.
So Leigh's scrum is shipped to Tom Armstrong. It's a great ball, in fact, from Mickey Amy. It spanned 15-20 metres to get it all the way to Tom. Tom the Brainiac, we're going to start calling him.
The Brainiac.
It's Ollie Wilkes.
Well, he had the brains this time to straighten up and not carry on running sideways like he did down at London.
Mickey Iam is taking it laterally. Made a half break. He's looking really lively. He's Mickey in his very vibrant boots, and he's won a penalty for the Centurions on halfway. And if I am not mistaken, we must be really close to half time now.
Well, we're on 42 and a half minutes, so as Joe would say, any minute now comes the half-time hooter.
Richard.
Leigh will be hoping that it doesn't, because they're in a very good position.
Well, they'll be hoping that it comes after they've travelled these 20 metres.
Yeah.
And hopefully touchdown a try.
Gareth Hock has come onto that like a train. And he's, unfortunately, he couldn't steamroller his way through. But here's Briley running across the line. Here's Richard. He's linked really well, and he's dancing again.
You know, Richard saw the man come shooting out and took the opportunity to step inside and make an extra few metres there.
Slow play the ball though. Mickey Iam, good ball to Tom Spencer. He's trying to squirm his way over.
We had one or two options then, Hopkins or Spencer, both were well covered.
Iam brings it back left. Richard. Looping ball for Liam Kay, who's going to stroll in the corner. A brilliant ball for Martin Richard. And Liam Kay is in at the corner. 50 Shades of Grey, as we like to call 50 Shades of K, even, as we like to call him. And that is his 24th try of the season, and he won't get many easier because it was put on the proverbial plate by Martin Richard.
It was, and you know, Martin Ridyard saw that Warrency had come off his wing. We saw Alex Brown doing it loads last week. Martin Ridyard took the opportunity, but a massive looping pass over. And Warrency looking round left, right and centre. Liam Kay was allowed to collect that ball with ease and touchdown.
The simplest of finishes for Liam Kay, but not the simplest of passes from Martin Ridyard. It's executed brilliant. The vision to see that Warrency had come off the wing, like Robin's just said, and to execute it to pinpoint perfection. And Liam Kay is he's back in his scoring boots. I think he had that little bit of a drought in his terms, but yeah, he's having a great game as Liam, and he showed his effect in offence and in defence after he prevented QLT from touching down.
He's had a very influential game, hasn't he, as Liam Kay, and Martin Ridyard has been influential with his kicking. He's got 4 so far. He's attempting number 5, just 2 or 3 metres in from this left hand touch, and he's pulled it towards the left hand side as the hooter goes. So he's missed that one, but it's 28 points to 4 as the guys head into the sheds. It's tries from McNally, Higson, Worthington, Kay and Briley. 4 goals from Martin Ridyard. A try for Sam Smeaton with a failed goal from Kyle Briggs for the Eagles, and of course that early red card for Corey Aston may have impacted this game more than we'd have expected, because it's been quite one-sided so far. So we're going to see you soon for the second half. So welcome back to coverage of this Kingston Press Championship game between the Leigh Centurions and the Sheffield Eagles. 28 points to 4 to the Centurions at half-time, and once again I'm joined by Rob Lee and Kieran Makin here on mixler.com/Leigh Centurions and LCTV. So very comprehensive first half for the Leigh Centurions in the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, we were just discussing then, none of us could have predicted this really. We didn't have Leigh leading by 24 points at half time. We had a close match, but I'm grateful for it. The lads next to us from Sheffield probably aren't, but that doesn't concern us. What concerns us is that Leigh are playing well. And I'm about to start my trusty stopwatch that lasts forever.
So Martin Ridyard gets us back on the way. It's a high one towards Michael Knowles. He took it well, but he's met equally well by Briley and Dixon. Menziere acting at dummy half there, and he's buffeted off Dixon first, but Gareth Hawke comes in and it's taking the impact of 4 people to halt Menziere. He's that strong.
Well, at the keep mode you couldn't see how big he is, and now he's here. He's a lot bigger than he seems.
Batty lining himself up, and he's got a bit of pace behind his run, but again Leigh fronting up really well and forcing the Sheffield attackers back.
Well, that's 4 tackles they've done in their own half, and
good offload there by Davis to Peterson. Something maybe building here for the Sheffield Eagles. The Stroffer took that one in. Peterson on the last now. Briggs puts boot to ball. He grubs it towards the sidelines. That's that a bit of a negative play?
No, I wouldn't say negative at all. I'd say that's what Sheffield have to do. They've got to force Leigh to start inside their own half, as deep into their own half as possible. You normally see that kick coming when you're leading and it's in the last 10 minutes to really tie the opposition down. But Briggs, what he's doing is he's giving his team a rest.
And it means as well, if they force an error, they're being very good position. But Liam Kay has almost darted through the line, straight from the scrum, fed by Mickey Hyam.
Well, we know how good Mickey Hyams is as he plays the ball to Tom Spencer as he goes careering forward and gets stopped by 2 Sheffield players halfway between the 13-40 metre line.
So Mickey Hyam straight back in there. Gareth Hawke fumbles. The referee has said play on as Sheffield have the ball with Peterson.
Yeah, it was a knock-on from Gareth Hawke. He was trying to appeal for the high tackle, but the referees waved back to 0.
Tonks now up to the 30 metre line for Sheffield, who was starting relatively well in this second half. Davis saw a lot of the ball in the first half, equally as much did Knowles, who just shrugged off Ryan Briley there with a fend. And they've won the penalty there. Michael Knowles, bit of niggly stuff from Ryan Briley.
He was just wanting to quit play the ball. The league players were still on top of him, and half the time when you try and get up fast, you can normally get the penalty. As Sheffield are in the middle of the pitch with, I think,
Batty,
Eddie
who
Batty
plays the ball, and Tonks fell a prop forward trying to
crash over
from close range. Peterson goes himself and has scored himself. Good play there from Dave Peterson. Showed and goal, shall we say, and dove over from 2 or 3 metres. Good play there from Peterson. You could say that they've sort of deserved that with the play they had in spells in the first half, and like I said, they started really well in the second half.
They forced that mistake, and they've started 30 metres from the league line, and they've really gone through them quite well, and then they've got them, they've got good field position, and then we were expecting the show and go to come from the Leigh Centurions, Hook and Mickey Iron, but fantastic work there, and he's got over, and it's the start that Sheffield need to get back onto terms with this match.
You took the words right off my tongue there, Rob. We're going to say it's almost Mickey IMS, that try from Peterson. He's waited for the gap to open up and he's took full advantage. But going back to what Chris said about the Briggs kick, was it a negative tactic? I don't think it was. They forced error from Leigh and they've turned him round and they've punished him from close range.
Makes me look rather stupid for suggesting he was negative now, and now they've gone and scored off the back of it. Commentator's curse strikes again. So Briggs lining this one up. It's 5 metres wide of the post. Ooh. And he has put it 5 metres wide of the post. He's hooked that terribly, and you would have expected somebody of Carl Briggs' calibre to have posted some points there. So he's 28 points to 8.
So I can just see
4 minutes into the second half.
I can just see him running back, and Keith Senior must have just had a word with him, and we know how good Keith Senior is. He was a prolific centre from Super League days with Leeds. So he'll have a word, and that'll please him that they've done so well to start, I should say.
So the kick goes to Knowles again, carbon copy of the one that started the second half. John Davis playing the ball, running with it. Again, not really making many metres there.
He was met by Wilkes, Hopkins and Hock, and I wouldn't like to have been met by them three.
Batty's taking in another drive, and he's one of the few Sheffield men who are punching the lead line in and forcing a second effort in the defence. Here's Peterson, who just scored that try. He's trying to scoot through again. Full back QLT to Tonks. Bounces off one, but he's wrapped up by Spencer and Co. Peterson. Knowles.
Again.
Reels a kick through. And it's actually staying in the field. Menzieri is told it on. And they almost got something from that in Sheffield.
That was almost something from nothing, that, wasn't it, Chris? Adam Higson, I thought he'd done good enough there to clean up the ball, but he just spilled it backwards, didn't he? And it just seemed to bounce through Greg McNally's legs.
It just didn't seem to want to go out of the field of play, did it? It just sat up kindly from a Sheffield point of view, and like I said, they almost got there, having Jerry toe poked it through.
But the good news is Leigh get the ball back.
They get a scrum 10 metres out, which Ryan Briley will feed, and Tom Armstrong going to try and make the break. He's halted 15 metres from the Centurions' own line. Bridgard in acting half. Goulding, well met. They're fronting up a lot better in the second half in defence of Sheffield.
Sheffield need to make sure they don't give away what we call a relieving penalty down here, but Liam Kay.
Great pace there from Liam Kay. Made an extra 15 metres. Let's put Leigh on the front foot. Bridgard now. He's got options either way. Briley, Gareth Hawk, spinning inside, looking to get a ball away. Just better advice to keep hold, and does. Mickey Hyam. Ryan Briley has dabbed a kick over. It's edging towards this touchline, but QLT has come across to Gala.
Yeah, QLT thought that was going like we thought the kick was going down here, but didn't quite run to touch, and Sheffield have the ball on their own 30-metre line on the second tackle.
And the lanky frame of Scott Turner trying to get through the tackles, but he didn't really go anywhere. He's won a penalty. Leigh done for offside. And that's what happens when you get a second rower sitting in as your half-back. The kick to touch doesn't find touch, and Greg McNally can start a counter-attack. He swings it over to Tom Armstrong. Tom Armstrong almost getting in between the two tacklers.
Well, that's nothing silly there from Tom Armstrong. He's realised it's first tackle. as it looked like he was being held down there, and it probably was. And he realised he just needs to take a tackle in, and we're in the third tackle, going over to the third tackle now. Tom Armstrong has the ball again.
He's darting. He's brought it into the centre of the field, so Leigh have a choice of options for Mickey Hyam. And he goes towards that left-hand side with Oliver Wilkes. Head back, trying to barge his way through, and he's done really well. But the ball has come free, and Leigh had the penalty of ball steal adjudged there. And the Sheffield coaching staff away to our left and not happy with that decision from the referee.
It's a good job Michael Knowles ruined that kick in a way, because I was just about to say this is exactly the start Sheffield needed, and it's just gone from good to the worst case scenario for Sheffield, because Leigh are camped in their half right now.
Well, we've had the good with the try, the bad, and then that kick was pretty ugly.
And you've got me who's the ugly.
So Leigh have the attack 15 metres out. Tom Spencer under the tackle, shipped to Ollie Wilkes. Ollie Wilkes trying to barge his way through. He's got to 5 metres from the line. Mickey Hyam will want to play the ball, but it's a slow one. So it's to Briley. Reversed is the play. Really well played from Richard. Greg McNally scores his second of the afternoon. Really intelligent move there. Switching it to the right from the play of the ball. Back left from Briley to Martin Richard, who then back on the inside to Greg McNally, who went through a gaping hole to score his second of the game.
Well, that's what the Leeds Centurions halfbacks do. They know that the blind side doesn't always push up. Riley looked like he was going to spin it outright. The right-hand side of the Sheffield Eagles defence just didn't push up. So the left-hand side of Leeds attack. Ridyard inside to McNally. Job done.
I know they just played Chelsea dagger here in the stadium, and it's a bit of a dagger into the hopes of the Sheffield Eagles, because that could be the try that's definitely swings this game towards the Leeds Centurions.
Well, we're definitely one try apiece now in the second half, and it will be who scores next now in this second half will dictate what happens for the rest of the game.
So Martin Ridyard lining this one up 5 metres from the left-hand post. Simple as you like for Martin Ridyard, and that's his 5th goal of the afternoon. And Leigh are up to 34 points. Sheffield are stuck on 8.
Well, do you know, before the game we were saying the points difference could be key today because of Bradford. Bradford are currently winning 16-10 at Workington, so it's pretty tight.
I was just about to say, me and Dave were having a discussion about the results. The live scores at the moment, and we did find out that Bradford were only winning by 6 points, so this is a great boost for Leeds Centurion. I'm sure nobody out on the pitch in red and white know that's the score. They'll just continue playing rugby and post as many points as they can.
And it shows how much we know, doesn't it? When we've predicted Bradford to get quite a few points on Workington, and this one to be a very tight and cagey affair.
Well, the complete opposite.
Well, I had on my predictions that Bradford were going to lose to Workington.
You did, yeah. So
if you beat me to a draw, Roberto, I will not be very happy.
Ollie Wilkes lining this one up, and he's done really well. 10 metres gained for Leeds Centurions, just 25 from their own line, but they're looking really threatening as they come through Hopkins. He's been relatively quiet, really. We've not
good
seen
drive
a lot
from Hopkins,
but it's, like you said there, Rob, a very good drive, and wrestling with him. Mickey Hyam now. Gareth Ock gets the ball away, back to Mickey Hyam, and Mickey Hyam makes yet another break, and Greg McNally's on his inside. Greg McNally for the line, Greg McNally for the hat-trick. Swan dive to finish, and that could be that. It's going to be a long way back for the Sheffield Eagles, but brilliant play from Mickey Hyam. I remember seeing Bob Bezic do something very similar against Salford in the Cup, and Mickey Hyam is just, that shows how good he is.
The only criticism that Mickey Hyam will have of that play is that Greg McNally didn't pass back to him, so then he could have scored on his second home debut. But what a fantastic try from Greg McNally. Like you said at the beginning, when he's in the wars, he comes back to bite you.
He's come back hat-trick, and it's an exceptional try, and we're seeing the Leigh that we're used to seeing after a couple of weeks where it's not been the best. The London result, they looked a bit tired, but now they're looking fit, they're looking firing, and what a try. But Mickey, I think he'll just be as happy to get an assist on his own debut.
Well, he's run nearly 100 metres in 2 breaks, so I think Mickey Hyam will be glad the fact that the scoreline's in their favour. He's enjoying his rugby, the North Stand's rocking, and he set up the try. As Martin Ridyard gets his 6th kick out of 7.
Yes, he does, and that brings the score up to 40 points to 8 after how long, Rob?
After, let me do the maths, 12 and a half minutes of the second half.
So we have played 52 and a half minutes of this Kingston Press Championship game, which is live to you on mixlr.com/Leach Insurance. And if you're watching on LCTV, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and there's plenty more to come, hopefully.
It's turning out to be a very good day for Leigh. Mickey Iron, though, just going back to what we were saying there, Robbie, he jogs around the pitch, and then you can see him, he may not be doing a lot of running, but his brain is certainly ticking all the time. He's always looking for the gaps.
Well, some players, they don't look like they're doing a lot of workload, and my classic example is Andre Pirlo. It looks like he's walking around the pitch. He covers 13 kilometres in 90 minutes. As we see the man that we're just on about, Mickey Iron, not Andre Pirlo, step in, give Ryan Briley the ball, Ridyard out the back to McNally.
Good hands that to Liam Kerr. Liam Kerr can't get away.
Couldn't quite bring it in to accelerate away is what he needed to do.
And he's been forced over the touchline. He was almost forced to sit down in the Sheffield dugout. So Sheffield will have the scrum just inside their own half, and I think a 32-point deficit for them, I think it's a much case of making it respectable, and because points difference for them could be a key factor, obviously, with it being so tight in that push for the top 4.
Well, at this level in rugby league, there's no such thing as damage limitation, as I've just seen them strike for the ball, where the ball went down the middle of the tunnel, and in rugby league, just like rugby union, if the ball goes down the middle of the tunnel, the hookers are doing the job, they're allowed to strike for it.
But the referee's not let them.
The referee's not let them. As I think it is our friend Missy Talipapa taking the ball in.
Samoan loose forward. The winger come loose forward, and John Davis is absolutely flattened. I can't see it.
Sam
Hopkins it was.
They both threw their bodies in.
Really good, strong drive it was from Davis, and that was an equally strong one by 17 Steve Thorpe. Peterson, Batty. Met well. Ollie Wills came flying out of nowhere to try and make that tackle.
Well, Turner was wanting it left as they go left now.
Knowles puts boot to ball. It's not a bad kick, just a wee bit too much on it for Michael Knowles.
Come on, Adam, get to that 20-metre line and tap it. Come on.
Liam Kerr coming inside to affect the play. Here's Briley. Looked that one. It looked as though it would have had too much from McNally, but he leaped like a salmon to claim that one, and he's got another penalty.
Well, Greg McNally, it was a penalty for holding down there, or is he giving it for?
Could he give it for both, really? Couldn't say.
Dave's laughing besides himself sat next to us.
So Briley, oof it into the stands.
Oofsit, I've not heard that word in a long time.
I need a new adjective so far and use that one.
You can tell we're up north.
So Tom Spencer drives that one in. Brilliant run from the prop forward. Mickey Iron brings it left, right.
Great ball from
Hot. He's hot with a great ball. Dixon, the musketeer, breaking through. Hyam, long ball inside to Briley. Equally long ball out to Richard. McNally, another long ball to Kane. Can Kane get there? I think he can.
Well, the touch judge has gone to the corner.
And it's a given try. Liam Kerr's in for his second. Great switch of the play from one side to the other, utilising 3 brilliant long passes. Hyam to Briley, Briley to Ridyard, Ridyard to McNally, McNally to Kay, Kay to the corner, Kay to score.
This is the Leigh you should be frightened of playing against. They whip the ball from one end of the pitch to the other, and it's just so prolific.
This is the Leigh, like you said, we're on about, and that's the Liam Kay we're used to seeing. We've seen Johnny Parnell and Adam Higson over the past few weeks flying in at the corner, quite literally at times flying in at the corner. This time it's Liam Kay's chance to get airborne, and a sensational try with sensational build-up.
playing like this, Warrington would be worried. The way Leigh is shifting the ball.
He had to say it, didn't he?
He did. What I will say, on Friday night, what I noticed about OKR's victory against them was OKR played with a lot of pace and threw the ball around. What have Leigh just done?
They've played
with pace, thrown the ball around.
Maybe the defeat at London might be a blessing in disguise, because Ryan was saying earlier that it's took the pressure off them a little bit. They're not constantly under the limelight saying, can they keep this run going? Now they can just get back to playing the rugby and putting points on teams, and they're putting a lot of points on a very, very good team here.
We know they're a very good side, because you don't sit third,
and that's a very, very good kick.
As I was about to say, that's a very good kick from Martin Ridger, and you don't sit third in the Kingston Press Championship and play poorly. Leigh have been outstanding.
They have been outstanding, and they are standing out at 46 points to 8.
This point difference could be key, because Jake Mulaney's just scored for Bradford. So
Jake Mulaney's just scored for Bradford, and that puts us at what score? 20 points to 10 or 22 points to 10?
20 points to 10 with a kick to come, but I'm not entirely sure if he's converted. Well, not Jake. I don't know who kicks for Bradford. Lee Gaskell.
No, he's
depends who's playing.
It depends who's playing. I'm just going off Twitter here.
So Leigh have the ball from the kick-off with Tom Armstrong. It's Tommy Golden now.
Takes the ball in after 19 minutes played in the second half.
So we're edging into that last 20 minutes where semi-professional ties may tire off. Kay looked as though he was away, but they've been pulled back for a forward pass by Tom Armstrong. I just want to go back to a point you made a couple of minutes ago about the pressure being off the Leigh Centurions, and we're keeping an eye on the Bradford score. Would you say that Bradford are under more pressure now because everybody's looking at their unbeaten run, because they're up to what, 15 having lost at Leigh?
I'd say you can't say Bradford will know about this result because they're all playing, as Leigh don't know the Bradford result. What Bradford have got in their favour is they've got that build up, that professionalism, that Super League name, and the home of Odsal. So maybe we'll see if they can do an unbeaten run, but hopefully Leigh will stop that come the game at Odsal.
Whilst on the topic of Bradford, Shaw has converted the try, so it's 22-10 to the Bulls.
As Leigh give away another penalty, and Sheffield are now 20 metres away from the Leigh line and tap the ball, and it is Thorpe.
Taking that one in, and they are just 10 metres out now. Can they post some points, the Eagles? They go to the right hand side. Good step there. Can he get it down?
He's got it down.
It's Straffer who's got there. Good determination from the Scot. He's done. I've been quietly impressed by Straffer today. He's gone about his work really well.
Leigh seems to think he'd been tackled, and they had him all held up, and whether there's been just a wriggle in the tackle or a turn in the tackle, which would be great strength from Stratford, that's what he's done. But he's done well to get the ball down, and Sheffield are now on 12 points with the kick to come.
The Eagles, the 12 winning Straw.
I was just waiting to see how he pronounced it.
Sounded like straw.
Straw.
Very posh.
It's one of them, innit? It's one of them that you can't pronounce.
How you pronounce that name brings back the old question. Is it, if there's anybody watching over there, in Bury or Berry, which one is it?
I'd say Bury.
Well,
I say Bury, but swings and roundabouts.
But they're not played today. It's Sheffield versus.
And Briggs has swung that one over. He's kicked it.
And if you didn't know, we are also on the side of stand-up comedy trio, as you can tell with Rob's one-liners.
It's not this. I'm going to go home and I'm going to get so much stick for this, because I know there are people listening in at home.
I know my dad's listening. My mum and my dad will be listening.
Big Phil.
Yeah, Big Phil's listening. Happy Father's Day, Big Phil.
You gotta love Big Phil.
Whether Carl's listening in at home.
He's like my Twitter dad, Big Phil.
So Martin Ridyard is going to get us back underway. 46-14 to Leigh Centurions. It's going to be hurled back by Thorpe.
This will show great character now from Leigh, whether they take the foot off the gas and let Sheffield start playing, or whether they become absolutely ruthless and fire into Sheffield again.
Peterson to Davis. Another good strong running. Gets another offload away, but a bit loose. Dave Peterson had to pick it up on the turn. Briggs jumping in at dummy half while the hooker was tackled. And Is that Tonks taking that one in?
It was well met by Spencer though. Very well spent.
I think. Yeah, Stringer rather than Tonks. I knew it was one of the prop forwards. Here's Thorpe, one of the big lads.
It's called for a high shot to our left, but the referee says no.
Briggs
again drills it towards that W1 West stand.
It's obviously a tactic they've talked about it at our time, because they've used it on 3 or 4 occasions now.
Well, like I said, you've got to get the field position. You've got to really make Leigh attack from deep, because it's easier to defend when you're in the opponent's half, when they've got their backs to their try line, than it is when you've got your back to your try line.
The sun's just about gone in here at the LSV. There's a bit of cloud cover. Hopefully the rain should hold off.
You never say that, Chris. You never mention the R word.
Well, I have done now, so
it doesn't matter, because up here we'll be shielded from the rain, but it's forever freezing on this country.
It is. And Liam Kay has the ball now.
The Eskimos that have come up here and say it's
Hopkins featured a lot more in the second half. As I mentioned earlier, had a fairly quiet first half from his standards, as Gareth Hock has the ball reefed from his possession, and Leigh gets on my records, the 8th penalty of the game. It could be totally different.
Oh, you've got the thumbs up.
I've got the thumbs up. That's all I need.
It was a reluctant thumbs up, rather.
Oh, yeah.
It's 8-ish.
8? What do you mean 8?
How can you have ish of a penalty?
How can you have half of a penalty? Was that not a quarter?
Oh, sorry. Anyway, Mick taps on the Sheffield 40. Ryan Briley, Tom Spencer now driving forward, and again he's got past that first man, and it's took another 2 to come in and halt him.
He keeps his legs going, doesn't he?
He drives really well, does Tom. Wilkes, another man that's driving through, and he's got through. He's done really well.
He's done many drives over the years, as Ollie.
That's probably his millionth drive of his career. Here's Mickey. Oh, Mickey, I'm getting close.
He is itching for that debut try, is Mickey.
He plays the ball. And it goes to ground. Oliver Wilkes saw the headline news, and he dropped it.
Well, as we've just been mentioning,
actually, he didn't drop it.
Sam Hopkins has jogged off, and if you can hear the North crowd, on comes Fui Momo.
And Leigh actually get the scrum, because there must have been a hand on the pass.
The referee did wave the tackle count down, but there was the fact that it was a free play. It went straight to a Sheffield player, so there was no advantage from it. As we're entering, according to this trusty stopwatch, 15 minutes to go.
The stopwatch sponsored by Joe Wood.
Yep.
Briley, McNally, great link-up play. Higson,
good tackle.
Really good tackling there from the Sheffield Eagles, forcing him over the dead ball, the touchline rather. Missed opportunity there.
I think Adam Higson pointed to Greg McNally and said, "You could have gone yourself there."
He could, because I was just thinking that's the sort of scrum play we usually do. I've seen it a good few times this season.
And McNally normally scores off the back of it.
Yeah.
Which is it's almost like it's designed for that.
And then when Adam Higson got the ball, he saw the frame of Mensah-Yere hurtling towards him, and there was only going to be one outcome there when you're on the back foot.
Bradford are pulling away now at Workington. It's 32-10. So,
well, we are in that 20-minute zone, aren't we, where you expect your professionals to have that extra bit in the legs.
Ex-Wiganer Epelham Milwaukee, who Rob was not a.
He's not scored, has he?
He has scored a try.
Good pronunciation, that Kieran. I'm impressed.
I tried.
There's a bit of biff going on here. Didn't quite catch what sparked it.
He went for Mickey, and Mickey's just.
The good thing is Gareth Hock is walking away.
I think it was actually he went for Gareth Hock there, and it was Keith Senior that split Gareth Hock away from it.
Well done, Keith Senior. So we're just waiting for the referee to actually adjudicate what's needed to sort this. So that is the only time things have
boiled over. We don't need any cards. Penalty will suffice. Wrap them on the knuckles, and
because even the red card, there wasn't any aftermath to it, which was good to see.
It's gone to his pocket though. It's a yellow card for Gareth Hock.
Well, that's off his reputation once again, because we saw quite clearly that he walked away there, Gareth Hock. Mickey Aim split it up, and Gareth Hock walked away, and that is off his reputation once again.
But Missy Tally Papa has also been sin-binned.
I'm a bit bemused to that one. We'll have to have the. I can see on chat back we're going to have another slow-mo of that incident.
We'll have to watch that back definitely, because from what I saw in real time, the Mickey Iam split it up and Gareth Thorpe walked away.
Well, from what I saw before, to add to it, so we get a full picture, maybe there's been something in the play of the ball. I doubt it. Missy Talipapa has pushed all. I'm not going to say lashed out at work, because that is definitely saying he's to blame. Something's happened, and Gareth Thorpe has been Gareth Thorpe and turned round and protected himself.
Anyway, it's 12 versus 11 now, as Sheffield bring it away.
Good tackle from Adam Higson.
Very good tackle there from Adam Higson. It's going to be, there's already a noticeable amount of space, especially in the Sheffield ranks, especially with them being two players down now. They've got another penalty.
Can't give away silly penalties like this when you've got a man extra.
And at the end of the day, you can't be doing this. Come next Saturday, they've got to get in that mentality now that treat it as though this is a warm-up for the Challenge Cup game against Warrington. As Davies gets a good ball away to QLT, who can't, for me, I
would have gone on the outside.
Yeah, I would have gone on the outside.
If I was QLT, obviously myself, I probably want to beat Greg, but
Kieran Macon and QLT have never been mentioned in the same sentence before.
I taught QLT everything he knows, so.
After them 2 games of rugby.
So Thorpe, he's halted just a metre short of the line after that resulting penalty. It's killed Carlisle trying to work his way through.
Again, Greg McNally's there to hold him up.
Davis, he goes himself. He's dragged short. Great defence from the Centurions on the goal line. Carlisle again. He goes again.
It's becoming.
We've been pinged for offside.
How can you be offside on your own try line? How can you be offside on your own try line?
Ironic claps coming from the north stand. As Sheffield,
they're trying to build up Lee's Centurions here, trying to get behind them when
Carlisle.
they're at the end of the pitch.
Knowles puts his head down and drives. Heading for underneath the post. Ball hits terra firma, but he's not on the whitewash. Carlisle, Stringer, runs straight into the arms of Dixon, but he's getting away brilliantly. Geary, Brian Briley tackles him. He's got it away though. Turner. And Ollie Wills has picked up the loose ball. How about the tackle from Ryan Briley on Menziere? You would have expected
he's feeling it. He's feeling it now.
He will do. I'd feel it. I'm feeling it from up here.
He is at least double the size.
Richard bounces off one.
Settle it down, Reddy. Settle it down.
Gives it to Higson. Higson bounces off one. Flicks it to Moy, who bounces off one himself. Who bounces off two. He gets to the 40 metre line. The ball has come loose, and he has given the penalty as referee. Free Moy just making sure Mitchell Stringer knows who he is there.
I think he was about to turn around and have a go at him, and I thought, no, I think again after scoring up to an ex-New Zealand international.
He was just telling him how many NRL appearances he has.
That's what happens when a movable object meets an irresistible force. Mick Stringer and Fui Moi. 2 big lads.
Good attempt there, really, for QLT, diving away, trying to keep the ball from going over the touchline. Couldn't quite do it.
Acrobatic, though. It was very acrobatic.
It could be at Olympics for Samoa with gymnastic skills like that. Emmett
back into the fray now.
Hyam, Briley, Richard, McNally, great ball for Liam Kay, who has his hat trick.
And unfortunately though, McNally's in the water.
McNally's been flattened, but Liam Kay, how many assists does Greg McNally have this season? I know Dave will know, he'll have it written down somewhere, but great play again, great move, and Liam Kay, it's another easy finish for the man.
He's took a knot there as Greg, and he's gone down with, I think he's holding his head. But as Liam Kay ran in that try, I was looking at, I think it was Smeaton who's done it to him, and one of the second rows, Sheffield, pulled him away. I think he's targeted him on purpose.
Possibly. Ollie Wilkes is having a word with the referee. The referee's had a word with the touch judge. So whether the touch judge has seen something.
Well, if you look, touch, if you watch this on LCTV, the touch should actually stopped. I thought he was going to give a forward pass. So that it suggests that he has seen something.
Eagle-eyed from Mr. Stott.
So I was just about to say I think he was going to pull him back for a forward pass.
But again, Greg McNally takes a horrific hit, but still manages to pull off some worldy rugby league skills.
The hit was after the pass though, which makes it worse.
He has no thought for his own safety, does he? He just puts his body on the line, and that is maybe not the best sign when you see somebody running on with the stretcher.
No, it's not looking good at the moment.
We all hope that Greg, that this is purely precautionary, because obviously we wish Greg the best. We've already seen Greg Worthington limp off.
So this gives me a quick opportunity to talk about, as you said, Greg Worthington limped off before. As we know, Michael Platt is out at the moment. Pala, could he be starting next week against Warrington? Are we allowed to start starting next week?
I remember I looked to see whether Pala had played against Featherstone, and he didn't, which implies that Pala could play next week if he's called upon. And if Greg Worthington is injured, and
I think that's a bit premature from the North Stand, because I think they're going to sort it out once McNally's gone off the pitch, because the touch judges are stood around.
I think because the try has been scored, I think they've got to, wait for it all to waver off. And I'm going to go something quick, light-hearted. I can look to your left. If you look to the south stand, you can see Foo Moi Moi and one of the ball boys kicking to each other. Well,
that speaks volumes of Fooey, doesn't it?
To say he's a people's man is an understatement.
People say he's shy, but I just think it's all an act. Especially when he scored against London. He was loving it in that North Stand, hundreds of people touching him and that.
I heard he downed a pint.
Down a pint halfway down, didn't he?
He went to the Whistling Wren, just over the road.
He was halfway up Mount Everest, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I reckon he could do Everest in a record time. Foo Moi with the way he went up.
He just put his shoulder into Everest and knock it down. In all seriousness, I do hope Greg is okay.
It's nasty to see anybody. It's bad to see anybody leave the field, regardless of for what team and what circumstances. We just hope Greg McNally is okay down on the pitch, and we hope that he isn't too hurt. And if he is, he makes the fastest recovery possible.
I echo that statement. We all know that in rugby league the medical staff take every precaution because of the nature of the sport.
It's such a physical contest as rugby league. Well, even if that was purposeful or not, even when you're just taking a third square drive and it's the collisions.
I've been told over the times, because I've got this wrong many a times when I've been playing. And I said, I got it wrong in the contact, and I've been pulled up by somebody saying, no, you're not going into a contact, you're going into a collision, and that's what it is. It's a collision. Some of these are close to a 30 mile an hour car crash speed, some of these collisions, and they get up and shrug it off and carry on playing. Greg McNally's a tough cookie, and it'll take a lot for him to stay down, so we hope he's okay.
I think I can see movement from where I am in our lofty position.
I can see his left arm moving,
which is always a good sign.
Always a good sign when you get some movement. But like Kieran said, they will take the precautions. They will take a lot of time.
They take all the time you need in this sort of situation.
The touch judges haven't moved either. They've come off the wings. They're quite close to the where Greg is, and I think they are going to talk to the referee once it's cleared up.
I think the ruling is you let the try happen, let the kick go,
convert it,
and then deal with the incident afterward.
Again, we will have to watch it, like you've said many times. Sorry about that, we were just getting a message from the cameraman Fred. Keep going.
Just keep
going. Well, I've been left on my own for now. Chris and Rob have been chatting.
We were just getting the lowdown on the press conference afterwards.
There's a press conference.
That's what we've been told.
Well, the league players are trying to keep warm, keep moving. Bob Bezic, I think he is the man who's going to come on for Greg McNally. Going to be a bit of a reshuffle.
I think, and I'm only going to spitball here, I think they may put Ryan Briley to fullback and put Bob Bezic in the halves, and he will partner. That's some experience in the half-backs, that Bob Bezic and Martin Ridyard.
And I'm excited to see Bob and Mickey on the pitch at the same time, because I've been wanting to see it for a while now.
Well, that is great to see from the Leigh Centurions fans. A standing ovation for the fullback Greg McNally as he's stretching from the field. We wish him the speediest of recoveries.
Wish all the best to Greg McNally. But looks like a quite serious injury, obviously. So hopefully we'll get a speedy
recovery
from him.
Try and find out in the press conference if we can.
We will. But Martin Ridyard is lining up this kick, and that is what's happening at the moment.
We wish the best for Greg, but back to the rugby league just for now.
So Ridyard lining this one up, and he bisects the posts.
Ridyard being accurate as you like with the boot, only missed one today. And we get to find out for you, so we can tell you at home as soon as we know who is now his half-back partnership and where everybody's been shuffled to.
So that is 52-14 to the Leigh Centurions. With how long do we have on the trusty stopwatch, Rob?
On the trusty stopwatch is a minute and a half left, but there is far from a minute and a half left.
Yeah. Mike Taylor's just tweeted on Twitter, who covers Leigh for the Reporter. He's put, Leigh are furious with the challenge of McNally. Paul Rulli went straight from his place in the stand straight to the commissioner. And I think, Rob, you were right about Briley going to fullback, because as kick-off commenced, Bezic was stood in the fullback position, and he just said to Briley, let's do a little swap after kick-off.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to do. When you're on kick-off, you keep certain positions, settled, so people know what they're doing. Keep the half-backs where they are, and then you can swap them at the first chance. But that's a 40-20 attempt from Mickey Iron, but doesn't quite have the legs on it.
That incident with McNally only got on. It got put on report as well by the referee. So
anyway, Knowles will pass this from Dummy to Yeri. We have roughly, we reckon, about 8 minutes left or so after that stoppage for the injury to Greg McNally. Stringer, Briggs, Boo's coming every time Sheffield get the ball now.
Some great tackling there.
Challenge, good tackling.
He definitely moved off his mark.
Stringer. Knowles trying to make the break, but wrapped up well by Dixon.
Higson's calling his defence across.
Davis. Wrapped up this time
by Wilkes, Hyam and Bezic.
He's been my standout player today. As Davis for the Sheffield Eagles, as Briggs he comes off Ollie Wilkes, but he surely did not play at that.
He turned his back on
and he was given a handover as referee, so Leigh will play the ball on their own 30.
Yeah, Ollie Wilkes definitely didn't play that. He's been around the game long enough. He knows what's played at and what's not. I'm not being funny here. I'm stating fact.
No, he's not. You're right.
He's a good player.
He's a very good player. I never said
Riley. Oh, great break for Riley. Great ball. It's got support as Golding. Golding's got support with Higson. Higson's got support with Higson.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Champagne rugby from the Centurions, and it's another try, and that is how to combat any decision you don't like. Show them how to play rugby, and Ryan Briley at fullback is equally as good.
Well, Rowley and Derek Beaumont from here are absolutely ecstatic with that try.
That's our 10th try.
Look, you're saying about Briley going to fullback, that's what he can do from a forward position. He's got pace to burn, and he's hit the line, he's away, and then what about the inside pass from Adam Higson?
Well, how the defence was coming across, I thought just pass it to Liam Kay, play it safe, give him his 4th try and he's gone. No, because the defence is coming from behind me. If I can get it back that way, it's a certain try. And what a pass from Adam Higson. He's come all the way off his wing as well. We can point that out. He's run a good 30 metres to get in support.
He ran twice as far as everybody else, just before the pass.
Tommy Goulding will be happy with himself for keeping up with some of the backs there.
the North Stand getting quite into some song, and if you can hear it, we apologise for the language that they are using, but we have no control over the North Stand. They are ecstatic with what they're seeing as Martin Midgard slots the extras.
That's 9 from 10 for Martin Midgard. 10 tries are up for the Centurions, and it is 58 points to 14. And Rob is just counting just to double check if we are back to our full complement yet.
I wish they'd stop moving. We are back up to our full complement of... Oh, sorry, no, we're still a man down, sorry.
We're still on 12.
Still on 12. Because the gap between Dixon and Higson gives it away.
Gazok.
Well, he's lining up. I can see a Leigh player lining up.
Knowles gets us on the way.
All offside.
They've been giving offside. That's poor play really from Sheffield, schoolboy-esque.
Well, there's things that you do, but this is what I was saying in the first half. Do you know when I said when you're playing with 12 men all game, you get tired. You don't just get physically tired, you get mentally tired as well. We saw it in the grand final last year. You've seen it then. It's simple things like that.
Emmett, more and more taking it in. More and more spinning. 10 metres out now.
No nonsense from Fufu Moimoi, but Emmett again showing why he can play half-back.
Hyam and Emmett flicks it out to Hyam. Hyam, can he go himself? He's looking for the opening. Holding him down, and Mickey's not happy with that one. Bezic goes alone. Ball's come free. They've got it.
They called it as a knock-on.
Oh, it's called it as a knock-on. I think that's dubious. Dubious. Well,
a quick breakaway from that though. Attendance today, and well done again, Leithers. 3,572.
Very good turnout on a Father's Day. I'd expect quite a few dads have been treated to a master consideration.
Well, it's a great Father's Day present if you are a Leither.
If you come from Sheffield, it might not be the best.
Well, there it is. It's been given as well. Man of the match is the man who was carted off, and we're sad that he's been carted off. Greg McNally is your man of the match.
He's got 3 tries in 2, maybe 3 assists today, so he's had a really influential game as Greg, as always. So Sheffield are bringing it away. Stringer almost punches the lead line.
And we're back up to 13 as well, Chris.
I think we're close to full time as well, are we, Rob?
We're on 44 minutes played, and we had about a minute left when,
I'd say about
when
4
Dave
or 5
said
minutes.
I'm doing my maths here. Dave said when there was a minute left, there was 8 minutes to go, and we're 4 minutes over time, so I'd say there's another 3 minutes left.
Well, Paul Rowley and his staff are down pitch level, and they normally do that towards the end of the game. So we know
what a tackle.
Very good tackle in there. Dumping him on his back. Moimoi, Golden and Co.
Well, they tried picking up Moimoi. I think Moimoi's just returned the favour, and well, that's how you do it.
Davies now tackled on a halfway. Last play now for the Eagles. Briggs chips it over. Charge down. Can Tommy Golden get there ahead of QLT?
It was a bit of 6s and 7s there, Tommy.
I forget hit him in the face and lost his bearings. That's a loose ball. But Knowles gets it. That's a good ball out. Just got Turner on this wing. Turner coming inside. He's got support if he chooses to use it, but he doesn't. He's dragged down on halfway.
I don't think Tommy Goulding was meant to charge it down with his face, but I think that's why it was a bit array.
He's a bodies on the line kind of player is Tommy. I don't think he cares where it is. Well, maybe in one certain area, but
it's killed Carlisle. Briggs gets the offload away just before he touches the ground. Tonks showing some uncharacteristic pace, but some characteristic strength. Almost getting to the line. Good strong run there from Tonks.
Very good run from Tonks.
Carlisle. QLT. Long ball out to Smeaton, who fires it to Missy Talapapa, who scores the try.
oh dear.
Bit of afterwards going on there. Don't like to see that, but Mrs. Talapapa does have a try.
And it's a great return for Mrs. Talapapa as well. Try scoring, playing in loose forward, a bit out of position, on the wing in his more natural position, scores a try. So we know where his position is on the pitch. We just need to see if they can play him there week in, week out.
Referee has just confirmed that it is a try for Talapapa.
Smeaton was involved again there for Sheffield, I think, after he played it off to Talapapa.
Well, I'm not sure who else was involved. It looked like Liam Kay.
Nothing obvious
too
has come
serious
from it anyway, so Carl Briggs will attempt the conversion from far over on that touchline, as far away as he could possibly get from us.
Without being in Goulburn.
So he's going to try and swing this one towards the post to get Sheffield up to 20 points, as they are currently on 18.
Just going through the motions as a kicker, as they call it.
Doing his pre-kick routine.
I've never done. Well, I've done it a few times, but I don't do it normally.
So Briggs left-footed. Has struck the post, so it remains 58 to Leigh, 18 to the Eagles.
He's had an odd day with the booters, Carl Briggs.
He has. He's missing that one from 5 metres just to the left of the post, but nearly getting that one in from the touchline. And my trusty stopwatch of my math has just gone past 47 minutes, so there cannot be long left.
Right on cue.
There you go.
No time for the kick-off, and that is your 80 minutes done and dusted. Tries from 3 from McNally, 3 from Liam Kay, 1 from Ryan Briley, Tom Armstrong, Greg Worthington and Adam Higson, with 9 goals for Martin Ridyard. Tries for the Eagles coming from Smeaton, Talapapa, Peterson and Stroffer, with Kyle Briggs kicking 3, missing 3 of his 4 goals rather. An early red card for Corey Aston made it a very difficult task for the Sheffield Eagles, and the Leigh Centurions have won by 58 points to 18. Thanks for listening on mixler.com/Leigh Centurions and for watching on LCTV. We may not be back, but Dave will be for the next game, and hope you join us then, and hopefully you'll tune in for the game against Warrington.